Gators heating up. So look, guys, we're getting down to the wire. What's fun is like I felt like 2 months ago it was a big cast net. It's like we're gonna get this guy, we're gonna get that guy, we're gonna get this guy, and now that we're getting down to the wire, it's like, okay, what do we want? What are we trying to close out with? What we got going on? So Dave, what do we got going on? Talk to us.
Yeah, man, big barbecue coming up, and actually, I think I have an updated list here from Blake Alderman for who's going to join the barbecue. It said, but apparently, another prospect is supposed to be committing here soon, and on the 14th, by the name of what is his name? Just
Teddy Foster.
I can't think of his
Got you, big
Teddy
guy.
Foster.
The wind beneath your wings.
He's supposed to commit on July the 14th. He is
Cornerback.
considering Florida. Yes. And Corey Raymond does like him. Maybe that is a Florida lean. I don't know. I haven't been told anything yet at the moment, but I think Teddy Foster will commit to the Florida Gators. I don't know, but we'll see. But I think the barbecue is like something really everybody's looking for. Let me go see. I'm trying to pull up this list real quick. Here we go. So yeah, it says I'm not logged in.
Real quick before you, yeah, I got you. No worries. I'll pick you up again. I'll just carry the team again. So the barbecue happened after the Friday Night Lights last year. Just for those who don't remember, Friday Night Lights was on Friday. The barbecue happened on Saturday. Again, it is a complete 180 from last year because a lot of weight went on that entire weekend. Friday Night Lights was massive. They had to wake up the next day and go right back into it and really make sure they put on a good show and a good time. I don't think we closed too many that time. I think what it was a building block to the future, which I referred to a little bit ago. This time I feel like it's going to be a building block, but also a smaller turning point, kind of like that big weekend we had back in June, where we get the last few pieces before we go into the end of the season. Because if we can go into the season and we've got, let's say, 4 or 5 spots left, and we just really go all in on some top 4 and 5 star recruits to really bring in the class, I feel really good about our chances on flipping somebody like a Jeremiah Smith, which seems completely out there right now. But comes December time, the classes start, rolling through. Let's say we have a phenomenal season. There seems to be some upside. Brian Hartline takes a job in Northwestern in a few days. I'm just spitballing here. All these things start to add up. You could flip, but someone like a Jeremiah Smith's not going to make that kind of announcement without probably some more movement, and that's where I think we need to be a little bit further along so we can close on some big guys that may be teeter-tottering back and forth between a few. Dave, the list?
Yes, got the list here. Sorry, I am unprepared here, guys. Sorry about that, but obviously DJ Lagway is going to be there. I'll just go through the UF commits: Daniels, Jeray Hawkins, Fletcher Westfall, now a UF commit, Mike Williams, Marcus Mascal, Noel Whedon, the German offensive lineman. I can't say his last name. Michael Barreau, Amaris Williams, Miles Graham, Adarius Hayes, Aaron Giles, Jamonta Waller, Kendall Jackson, Xavier Filsame, Josiah Davis. The whole cavalry is going to be at this barbecue when it's all said and done at the end of July. And LJ McCray, a big target that Florida is heavily targeting right now. He's going to be a maybe at this barbecue. I would assume he does show up. Jamari Howard, a name that was synonymous with Florida Gator fans at the beginning of the cycle and then kind of fell off a little bit. And now he's showing up at this barbecue. A kid that was formerly committed there to Michigan State, decommitted, and we thought he was coming to Florida. Obviously, he didn't even go anywhere. He's still on the board. So he's going to be there. Obviously, DB Wardell Mack, he's going to be there as well. Teddy Foster, the guy I was trying to talk about, he's expected. And then a bunch of 2025 kids. If you want to go down the list of 2025 kids, I can. I don't know how familiar.
Give him a few. Just give him a few.
Yeah, running back Waltez Clark, wide receiver Ryan Williams, who's currently committed to Alabama, wide receiver Kobe Howard, wide receiver Javen Boggs, offensive lineman Owen I can't do these names. Stray Big. Linebacker TJ Alford, and the list just goes on for 2025 kids. And these kids, obviously, you still want to get them on your campus because, like as you said, last cycle, we had a bunch of kids on our campus may have not been that familiar with Billy Napier because, Pritzley Uman came in and said, well, his first year, he struggled because nobody knew who he was. You got to get these 2025 kids in there so they get more familiar with Billy Napier, more familiar with the staff, more familiar with the facilities. And I think it's really, really good to do that at a barbecue. And especially it's not Friday Night Lights anymore. And I don't know how they're going to change that next year. So it is a long list. Of course, he said he's going to update it as he can, but this is all from Blake Alderman. This is not my list. So, yeah. LJ McRae, though, I would say watch out for this month. It could be a guy that could pop. We will see.
Xavier too. Xavier's another big one that's obviously crystal balled. So look, I think the biggest target.
So Xavier's he's not even listed as a barbecue yet. He could go. He could go though.
Okay, big targets for me that I feel like obviously wide receivers. So Abrams is a big one. These are all flip guys though. Chance, Jeremiah. These are all guys that are committed elsewhere that we got to do some work on. Running back. Look, love Caden Daniels. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. I just feel, with only getting one the last cycle, we got to pick up somewhere. You kind of talked towards the portal. I've had a lot of question marks on the offensive line because one, obviously with the production of Osiris Torrance, with having two offensive coaches, you would think there'd be more appeal, right? My same thing goes for running backs. Montrell Johnson and Trevor are both products of Billy Napier. And I feel like, look, if those are a direct correlation to what he's able to do and where his mindset's at, you would think you would be able to pull a dog or two. But that doesn't seem to be the case at the moment.
Look, I mean, that's a run-heavy offense. I think some of these running backs that are their 2025 kids are going to just want to see a little bit more product, especially some of these ones like a Jeremiah Smith. There could be a possibility that he flips and doesn't go to Ohio State, especially if Hartline ends up leaving and taking that Northwestern job. It's almost a guarantee that he's going to open that recruitment back up.